we always try to sell the idea that, hey, we are from the same generation, selling to each others. And when with this generation, there is a lot, a bit different than how to convince them, how to make them like the product, because as you just mentioned, we don't like, we always say we don't sell the product, we sell the idea behind it.
Welcome to the Winning E-commerce Experience Show. And now your host, Shahram Anver.
Hey guys, today we have the co-founder and managing partner of In Your Shoe, Amr Kawashti. Great to have you with us.
Hey Sharab, how is it going?
Good. You were just telling me that you're in the middle of fasting for Ramadan and it's just an hour left to go or something like that till you break fast, right? How does it feel so far?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm daydreaming of what I'm gonna eat in an hour while talking to you about my business.
So make us hungry. Like, what does iftar look like in Egypt?
It depends on every day, because it's like 30 days of fasting, so we definitely don't eat one thing. But usually it's like more than one dish. You start with soup, as everywhere with the word, and then you see what's your mother cooking.
Right. And do you have any like big favorites?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Most of them are Egyptian food, so I'm not sure if you or the listeners would know. But like my favorite is wara ainab,
Okay, tell us about it.
which is like the literal translation is grapes, sheet. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't think this makes sense, but like it's very delicious. So I hope you guys one day. Yeah,
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it.
yeah,
But you know, when I was looking through your site, I was just thinking like of other things that Egypt is famous for, and one of those things is obviously cotton. Was that one of the inspirations behind In Your Shoe? Because Egypt has such great cotton.
yeah. It was one of the reasons, to be honest. And when we started to discover the suppliers, the local suppliers, we found like a good, not only the yarn, not only the cotton, but also we have a really good suppliers for textile and ready-made garments industry.
Hmm.
So that
So
was one of the reasons to say, hey, we have the good suppliers. Why don't we have good brands doing it?
So now that you've made us hungry with Egyptian food and you've set the scene with Egyptian cotton, tell us a little bit. Who is Amr? Why did you start this company? You know, just I'd love for the listeners to get that sort of a quick intro.
Yeah, so as a quick intro, I am Amr Kawashti. I'm Egyptian, born and raised in Cairo. Um I just graduated 2 years ago from mechatronic engineering, so something way more far than fashion and socks. But basically, it's a very simple story. I spent couple of semesters in Germany, and I'm obsessed with socks, with colorful and unique socks since long time. So like I usually, when I was in Germany, I used to buy them from different brands. And whenever I came back to Egypt, when my friends see them, it was very different back then. They comment about it, they make fun about it. So I always had it in the back of my mind. Why don't we have something like this here in the Egyptian market or the MENA region? Like it should be simple. At the end of the day, it just socks.
Right.
Until I find a friend of mine who's not here in the call. His name is Aiz Tariq.
Hmm.
Aiz is the other co-founder, and then I find like he has like very randomly through an Instagram conversation, I found that he has the same idea. He has the same insights. He loved cool socks. He loved different socks, and he see the market opportunity. So we take it from there. We started like doing the MVP and everything. Like it started from there. It started from a random Instagram conversation.
Amazing. And like, how long ago did you start? When did you start?
2 years ago, like we launched the brand on like the brand back then was just an Instagram account in April 2018.
So you're in a very interesting place right now, right? You've started, you've got some market validation, you've probably still got like 100 other ideas that you want to implement, and it's sort of like picking up steam.
Definitely, it's like everywhere else. And then like your planning God is laughing. We had a lot of plans for 2020, and then the current situation comes. So like most of the things got either cancelled or postponed until further notice.
So, what's the biggest challenge you guys are facing right now because of this crisis? Just before we started recording the call, you said that you haven't been affected too badly, which is awesome. And I think, it's one of the reasons e-commerce is sort of a very small bright light in this big darkness that has come. But, are there anywhere else in maybe supply chain that has hit you guys?
Like I think about a lot of things that like we got affected either good or bad because suddenly the whole world or the whole game changed. So for example, like usually we had uh, a 3 month worth of supply in our warehouses. We always like add this equation and started our best to do it, and
Hmm.
that benefit us a lot in the current situation. Our suppliers didn't stop completely, they just stopped for 14 days. So any, like for example, our summer collection got a little bit delayed,
Hmm.
but we had a good supply to meet the demand we had.
Okay.
Other thing other thing I see that all people said, hey, you're in e-commerce, you're online, you didn't get affected. I didn't get affected in a way, but then the competition now is different because a lot of offline resellers
Mm.
switch to online. So
Mm.
with the whole, I don't want to get into details with digital marketing, Facebook ads and bidding and stuff, but the whole equation got a little bit different because right now the competition is a bit different. Other than that, specified in my business, we are a millennials and Gen Z brand. Like
Mhm.
I'm 25 years old. I target, like my audience is the same age as mine, same generation, speaks the same language, and a little bit younger than this. So for example, there's an example I always say so people can imagine where our brand is standing for. Think about yourself as a school student, okay, who
Mhm.
wants to look cool in his school. But then here in Egypt and most of the MENA region countries, there is a school uniform. Everyone has to wear the same exact things, except only two things that you can be creative with, either your shoes or your socks.
Right.
So this is why we are super popular in the school
And
generation.
socks are cheaper, right?
Exactly, socks are cheaper, and you can get way more creative with them. Okay, but then when school got closed and then university got closed,
Mm.
so they kept in the beginning of the lockdown, they kept buying. Actually, we had like more online reach, so more orders in the first couple weeks, but then people got bored. People keep ordering online stuff, but they never use it except like for home appliances or something. So this is how the situation is. Every day is changing. Every day, like first week of the lockdown, not like the first week, not like right now.
Right. So like every day, every week, new thing, right? So,
Exactly.
so from what it sounds like, the two biggest ones are the behavior of your customer base has changed. So, you have to sort of adjust to that. And then the second one you mentioned is that the competition itself has changed. Now, I'm assuming that most of your competitors aren't going for the same customer base you are. I'm assuming that if they were selling physical retail, then maybe their generation is sort of more older. But let's talk about that one first before we talk about the changing customers. Are you saying that you've seen like increased ad costs and things like this because of all the everybody else coming online?
Yeah, I don't have an exact numbers, but I believe for our, like we are social media based, so most of our ads are on Facebook and Instagram. And like me and talking with people, it's not just in your showcase. I believe the reach got a little bit lower.
Hmm.
Like I would say the same case as what happens in Black Friday last year, for example.
So that's really interesting, right? Because we've been doing this podcast just a little bit before the crisis struck, and when we were talking to people then, people were talking about how ad prices have gone down so much because suddenly everybody cut marketing spend, right? So now it
Mhm.
looks like we're in this other phase where businesses are suddenly coming up online, and
Exactly.
right. So
Exa-
it's
Because
good.
yeah, I'm sorry, no, I just got it.
No, I just quickly said essentially it looks like what you said before, that things are changing every week. So even though week one was
Exactly.
X, week two could be totally different.
Because by the way, this was the case, like the case you just described was the case in the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Ad prices got lower at our side. So we said, hey, this is an opportunity. Like while people were stopping ads, we were pushing and increasing our marketing budget.
Right.
But then the equation again, couple weeks later, maybe when people had more time to go online, physical retailers and stuff, so they started to like the things got changed.
So obviously like stuff external to you in terms of competition and ads, getting traffic, this has changed. Let's talk about the customers because that sounds like a more interesting, I'd say also difficult problem, right? Because you just mentioned that a big part of your customer base are people who are going to school and they want to be creative, and this is a huge impact to you because you're selling creativity, you're selling something different. How have you guys approached dealing with this? I mean, maybe you don't have a full answer right now, but like, how are you thinking about it?
Yeah, no, but like I always like to talk about our customers because this is like our main advantages because I believe like for a long time, couple years ago, no one focused on this age range or
Hmm.
this generation because let's say it like for like when I was in school in here like in the e-commerce and stuff, like I believe that if I went to my father and told him, hey, I want your credit card details because I want to buy socks online, like it would be a whole lot different than now. And right now I don't like people in school, they don't need their father credit card because most probably right now they have their own debit or credit cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, like for like I believe for yeah, for a lot of years nobody focused on this generation. They thought like if you wanna sell to the child, you need to convince the parent and you need to target the parent. And right now I believe it's totally different. So this is why we focus on them, and we always try to sell the idea that hey, we are from the same generation, selling to each others. And when with this generation, there is a lot, a bit different than how to convince them, how to make them like the product, because as you just mentioned, we don't like, we always say we don't sell the product, we sell the idea behind it, that
Yeah.
hey.
So just that's why I'm curious, right? So I think that makes a lot of sense. But I'm trying to link that to what you said before, where because the schools have closed, you've had this sort of impact, right? So people are not going out. So the need to be creative and show your personality with socks has now changed, right? From what you said. Is there anything that you guys are doing to respond to that? Or are you just saying, you know what, we're just going to wait it out till the schools come back and then it will be better? How are you thinking about it?
Like with our social media like at the end of the day the school have been closed,
Hmm.
people are going out less. Like here we don't have a full lockdown, so people still going online, but definitely it's way lower than usual. So at the end of the day it's something happened and you need to deal with it. But like somehow you try to encourage people, or like for example we had the campaign a couple of weeks ago, encouraging people that show your socks at home, or
Okay.
show us while you're working from home wearing cool socks, doing challenges, doing like trying to convince people that hey, you can be creative while being at home as well.
Right. So you mentioned social media a lot. right? And I think for one, it's very clear because it shows a very good understanding of your demographic. Like millennials are on social media, so you need to go where your customers are to bring them over. Is that your main form of getting traffic to your site, or are there any other things that you guys do that also are like significant sources of traffic?
Uh, I would say like 75% or 80 or even more of our content and ads, either organic or paid, are social media based, because this generation
Okay.
is super active.
So basically,
This
social
generation is
media.
super active in social media.
Everything else is
Definitely,
just like a nice to have. So on social media,
definitely.
where are you guys active on? You mentioned Instagram, but is there anything else?
It's Instagram and Facebook mainly,
Okay.
and more Instagram. We have around 65,000 followers on Instagram, and then 30,000 likes on Facebook.
And so, would you say? I mean, I think there's already like a very good lesson to be learned here, right, for everybody. So for one, these are not statistics that you've gotten like yesterday. You've been starting like 2 years ago with Instagram, and you built that with. I mean, you seem to be clearly like working on very creative campaigns and things like that. So clearly, it's like I guess there's two lessons to be learned here, right? So the first one is know who your customer base is and go to where they are, which you guys have done with social media. And two, whatever you do, you have to really keep working on that channel. I'm sure you guys have been very regularly like working on trying to keep on being creative to keep people coming there, right?
Definitely, because this is the idea what we are selling. If we are not creative anymore, or if we are stopped at what we are right now, which won't be creative in a couple months or even weeks, we will see the downside. And this is the I would say this is the main challenge, is to keep, because it's like a lot of people, a lot of like investors or even mentors, who like whoever I talk with, who are not in the industry, they usually say, but yeah, don't aren't you afraid in like in couple weeks to see that colorful socks is not a trend anymore? Your brand is dead. So my answer usually is very simple. Like the polka dot socks might get might not be a trend anymore. The specific designs might be not a trend anymore. But the product itself will never die. People won't stop wearing socks. So
I mean, I would go one beyond that. I think people won't stop wanting to be creative and showing their personality, right?
exactly.
That's the deeper, because what I'm getting at is that it seems like we are really in this new phase of marketing. Everybody has, where it's, I mean, pretty much it's really nice to see that, because we've been talking to quite a few e-commerce companies, and pretty much the major thing I've been hearing over and over again is it's not about the product. It's about the idea. It's about the feeling that you let people identify with, that your product gives them. So in this case,
Definitely.
you're not selling the socks, right?
I would agree 100%. At the end of like let's say, it's not only about the product, so we don't ignore the product, because uh, this is like we care about a customer loyalty, because this is the retention percentage is very high, because you will never stop wearing socks, and I want you to buy whenever I launch a new collection or new designs. So we care about the quality, we care about the designs, because this is what built the brand. But through the communication, when we reach to our customers, we don't focus on the product. The product, they will buy it, and they will receive it and touch it and know it's high quality, so they will keep ordering, which is what's
Mm.
happening right now. But like through the communication points, I care, like if we're gonna give examples, I care like in 10% talking about the product, and 90% talking about how cool you will feel, or how cool you will be when you wear this product. So
Yeah.
this is why that sometimes I spend on marketing ads, or I spend on content more than I spend on the product itself.
I mean, and you made a really good point there, which I think is worth to repeat. It's not that the product is not important. It's just that the product is now your most basic offering. you have to have a good quality product. You have to make it something people want, but that's not enough. I guess is really what you're saying, right? That's like level one. But if you want to succeed, it's
Exactly.
the idea above that. So if you have a shitty product
Exactly.
and a
If you
great
want to
idea, it's
sell,
going to fail too.
exactly, if you want to sell, you need to focus on other things. And think about it, like with the luxury brand, like we are not a luxury brand, for sure, but think about the luxury brand. You go and pay 100, you pay 1,000 euros for a shoe, for a shoes, not because like it's like super good quality that cost 1,000 euros. You pay 1,000 euros because the idea behind it, and the how it makes you feel luxury, and how you make it feel cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So um, I think there's so many good lessons to be learned here, right? Like I think it's also, would you say it's very dependent on the product as well that you're selling in terms of marketing? Like for instance, for you, you are selling socks. It's something people wear. So I think it's a lot of personality that you do in your marketing. Whereas maybe if somebody is selling, I don't know, like furniture, it's a very different kind of sort of marketing that you would use. It shouldn't be that people listening to this should just copy what you're doing. They should really focus on what is the product and what is the idea that we want people to feel, and then translate that makes sense to their product.
Exactly, exactly. You said it right. I always think about it like with our product socks, it's an impulsive decision. I think about it
Mm.
that if I'm going if I'm walking in the mall, or in a clothing shop, and I find a cool socks, I would grab it. I won't think a lot about it. So I'm trying to switch this to online. I
Mm.
want people scrolling their Facebook as they are walking in the mall, and then they find a cool picture with very simple text. Hey, buy this now. You will look. You deserve this. This is colorful. This is cool. Blah blah blah.
Right,
I
right.
try. Even if like later when we're gonna discover the website together, you will find it's very minimal. It's very simple.
Yeah, the other I'm trying to think of sort of lessons to be learned from everything you're saying, and one of the other things that hit me is that if you are going to be selling the idea, you have to believe in it, or you're going to sound fake, right? You can't sell an idea that you don't believe for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years on social media with that's not you. And like one of the things you mentioned to me is that when you went to Germany, like you always like to wear cool socks. So you're almost like using the social media to say, hey, who, where is everybody who's like me? Who are the people who like, right?
Definitely.
So is that like is that an advice that you can have, that you give to maybe other entrepreneurs, that look, because you know the problem with when you have this thing like e-commerce, where people are like e-commerce is the best business right now for like the situation and it's growing, everyone's like, okay, everyone can do e-commerce, it's easy. But is it more that no, that's not the case? You have to do something that you feel personally passionate about. That's the best way for you to succeed. Like, is that sort of an advice
Definitely.
you would give people?
Definitely, I would say this 100%, 100%. Like this is not my first startup,
Hmm.
but I never felt passionate as much as with this, because like I as you said, like I would, like the first online order in my life was socks. Like
So
I'm not
there you go.
exaggerating. It's really, yeah, and I'm not talking about socks in general, because like I want to build, I want to build a fashion brand. I'm into fashion. I love fashion, and I want to build a fashion brand. I started with socks because this is what's hot and this is what's cool. But then I would like, there is a very simple example with this, that with the thing you mentioned, that people are saying e-commerce is going and it's hot right now. So should we all transfer to e-commerce even if we are not passionate about it? Because I would never be passionate as much as within your shoe as if I was selling furniture, for example, because I'm not into furniture. But people are always like, when I was young, people were always saying to me, you cannot never you never have a job just for the financial value out of it. Okay.
Yes.
And yeah, it definitely made like it made sense for me. But then I think about it. Okay, revenue and finances and salaries are important because at the end of the day, it makes me do whatever I love. So yeah, if I hate my, like I used to think it this way. Okay, maybe I don't love my job very much, or I hate my job. Okay, but I love the high salary I got from this job because I love traveling so much, and this salary makes me be able to travel the world. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I used to think about it this way until one time, like it was like a coffee chat or something, like nothing, nothing serious. But then someone explained it to me in another way that I said, yeah, now I'm 100% convinced about this. He told me basically you don't do the thing just for the financial value out of it, of a very simple reason. Because one day there was someone who will come, who will do the same job as you do, but he would be passionate about it. So very simply, he would be better than you and he would make more money than you.
Mm.
So this is how I always think about it.
Yeah, it's a topic which I think about quite a lot as well. And one thing I realized is that you either are lucky to have a passion that you can make money from, or you're not. Like for instance, like I know some people who are very passionate about cycling, but they will never be like so good that they can cycle like for competitions. So he tells me this is my passion, so I just want a job where I can work just minimal hours, and then after that, I want to go cycling. And so I think it's more of that, like everybody has to find what that balance for themselves is, and especially if it's a product that you think you can do with e-commerce, or like I think especially with platforms like Shopify, it's a platform for you to start a business, right? And so if you've got some way to link your passion with that with the business, that, I think that's probably the best combination.
I believe so. Like I believe I'm so lucky to be able to get this pill combination to do this for living.
So let's look at your passion project. I
Let's
think
do it.
we've made people I mean we've kept people waiting. So I really want to jump in and then just look at everything you talked about with the socks and how that came out as a website. So take us through it,
Yeah.
Amr.
Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, this is my baby on the internet, uh, inyourshoe.com. And just like I think this is a bit late, but I want to explain the name. So basically, the name has two meanings. That in your shoe, that we are selling socks, so we are literally in your shoe. And the other more generalized and broad meaning, that if I wear in your shoe, I would get this cool product.
Hmm.
So this is about the name. It's a Shopify store.
Wait, I
Very
didn't get the
simple.
second part. If it's in the shoe, what was the second part?
No, so you know the English expression, if I wear in your shoes,
Ah,
I would do
yes.
this. So basically, we dropped the S because in order to be able to buy the domain or something like this, I don't remember exactly. But then, yeah, if I wear in your shoe, I would get this. I would get this
Okay,
cool product.
got it, got it, got
Okay.
it.
So, but yeah, so moving on to the website, it's a very basic Shopify store. Right now, like we started the minimum viable project on Instagram page. We used to have 2 years ago, we used to have just 8 designs. Right now, we have more than 85 designs of collections, neck socks, short socks, knee-high socks, and then glitter socks. And in winter, we have thick socks. In Christmas, we have limited edition socks and stuff. So one of the things I learned about the user behavior, that I used to add like eight or even more items from every collection in the homepage, and then I find out that people usually want to view all. People
Hmm.
usually want to see the whole collection. If the collection is consists of 12 designs and you add 11 on the homepage, they will still go to the collection landing page to see the 12 designs to make sure they are making like the best decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I simplified the homepage. So here you have an element of the collections, and then here we have a clearance sale right now. So we are trying to encourage the people having the 4 best designs of the clearance, and then if you are interested in the discounted, you can go to the view all. Something else we paid attention to the customer behavior, that it's a bit rare to buy just one pair of socks. Usually people buy packs. Okay.
Right.
So we advertise that, hey, create your own pack. Go to our website and choose 4 socks, for example, from our collection. And then the discounted price would be applied on the checkout. But people, like, some people did this, some people didn't understand the idea or something. So we even simplified it more, and we did pre-packed. Like in this page, you have a pack of like, you can create your own pack, or you can come here and order a pack at a special price. This helps me a lot to clean my inventory. So for example, if I have a couple products are selling well and a couple are not, I can combine them in a bundle so they can sell each other's, basically.
And like, did you come across this as a like when you launched, you found that people were buying different socks, and so you changed your product to match that, or did people actually message you saying, hey, do you have discounts? How did you come across this? Because it's a really good example of adjusting to how people are buying.
Yeah, so let's say millennials always ask for discounts. Okay, they even ask for free products sometimes. Okay, and I'm one of them, so I'm not making fun of them.
Yeah.
But basically, when we started, like the logic, it's not about any issue. It's about this product. Do you ever buy just one pair of socks? It's a bit rare.
That's true.
And I don't wanna like, for example, for sure, and me as a business owner, I don't want them. I don't wanna make them buy just one pair. I want to increase my basket size. So basically, we started with, if I remember correctly, we started with just 1 pair or 3 pairs or 4 pairs. Okay. And then people asking, like, and it was very effective. Yani our average was always like 4 pairs or more. And then we from the behavior and survey, we paid attention or something. For example, if we have a pack of 8, like, people can usually buy 8 pairs of socks. Some people buy them for, like, buy the whole pack for them. And we noticed that the group shopping is very active in our website. We say we had a lot of orders, for example, 2 pairs of the same design, and 2 pairs of this design, and 2 pairs of this design. And with our survey, talking to our customers, we found that this is a group shopping. That, for example, I want 4 pairs and you want 4 pairs. So instead of doing 2 orders and having 2 shipping fee, we would order together. So we started to encourage people to do this. So actually, our big pairs pack, our packs that have a lot of pairs, 8 or 16, we call them friends pack. This is for you and your friends.
So can people put in multiple addresses, or like, how does it work? It doesn't matter. Like, you just say friends pack, and the person who gets it, that's their responsibility to send the socks to their friend.
Yeah, exactly. We don't.
Keep
Yeah,
it simple.
I don't want to complicate the operation, and then, because if I have 2 addresses, then I have to pay for the courier company on 2
Yeah,
pairs.
that's true.
We only do that with gifts. Like, you can send the gift, and like, gifts are a lot here. Like, it's a cool gift nowadays here in the region. So yeah, with the gifts, you can do this. You can either pay cash on delivery, or with credit cards, and then send the pack to your friend.
So let's keep going with the website, because I think you mentioned a really important point here about adjusting your product offering to what customers want. But are there any other examples that you can take us through? Maybe perhaps like one of the clear ones which I see is your Facebook Messenger message us, because again, I think millennials want answers very quickly. So I guess you added this live
Definitely.
chat to go with that, right? But are there anything else that you started with Shopify on day one? Your website looked like in
Yeah,
a
like
way, but
I'm going. I am sorry to interrupt. There's like a little bit of delay. I don't want to. I don't do this. So basically, talking about the messages button,
yeah,
like in e-commerce, it's very important to have the live chat or to have like an easy communication point other than email and stuff, because as you just said, millennials don't send emails,
yeah.
or they might like feel very lazy doing it. So basically, we are like I tested a couple of live chats bots, and in my opinion, Facebook was the out of them, because if you clicked on the bottom, it will take you to Facebook Messenger, and you subscribe to the broadcasts we send.
Right, right.
So yeah, so it was a little like before Facebook, we were working with another channel that collect emails. So we used them in email marketing, but then we found that Facebook Messenger is way more effective.
And when you chose this, like I see different, like I'd say, there's so much competition in terms of live chat. And did you you chose Facebook Messenger because you mentioned earlier on that it's Instagram and Facebook that's sending most of your traffic, and so. Do you have any advice after you've been running this for a while, having this live chat service for other people who want to do it too?
Yeah, I would say, like especially in this community, like you always want to make the customer feel it will be easy to reach you. It will be easy to reach you, to ask questions, to ask about their orders, about the tracking number, whatever. So you want to make it them available and easy for them, and at the same time available and easy for the community managers or for the operations people who are working in fulfillment. So for example, before Facebook Messenger button, we used another platform, okay? And so the our community managers or customer service had an extra channel to take care of. So they were taking about, for sure, Instagram messages, Facebook messages, and then email, our normal email, and then the like the other thing, the other live chat bot. But
Right.
then when we dropped the other chat bot and then made it like integrated with Facebook messages, it's easy for you and easy for the customer. Especially that something, yeah, something happened a lot. But for example, if the customer had an order and the order is delayed, there is a lot of customers who will go send you an email and then go to your Facebook or Instagram and send you a message there. And if you have a live chat, they will go into the live chat and message you there. And if you have a multiple persons managing, like every person manage a channel, so they will deal with them as three different problems until they go to the communication point where they found out, this is the exact same customer.
So, I've been looking into this live chat option quite a bit, right? And some of the advice is very much linked to what you're talking about, and I want everybody listening in to take this very seriously, as it's a really good feature to add to your website, because you get to know what customers want and things like that, but you have to be ready to have it, because it's much worse having it and then people sending you a message and you not being able to reply makes people even angrier than if you didn't have it at all, right?
Definitely, definitely. And if you call it live chat but you reply in 2 business days, then it's not a live chat.
Exactly. And then
But like I
so it's almost like three lessons there, right? So number one, pick the platform where your customers are there already. So in this case, you pick Messenger. And number two, like make sure it's linked to your customer demographic. So like I think millennials and these people, they prefer chat to email. So maybe it's the only way to communicate. And the third one is what you just mentioned, like make sure you're ready.
Definitely, definitely, and I would again say it's very important. It's very, because you will never know, and you will be surprised of what do they ask. Even
Mm.
if you had this, even if you have the, like a lot of people ask, for example, in our case, a lot of people ask about the material of our socks, and it's mentioned in every single product biography, but
Right.
they still ask about it. It's mentioned that our orders take within Cairo and Giza, for example, 3 business days, but sometimes people are just like skimming the website, so they don't read anything. Maybe they just need like a direct answer from you, and if they end up converting, so you need to help them.
Right. So I'd like to go through the buying journey for In Your Shoe, right? And you mentioned that sort of 80% of people start from outside the site. Now, it's obviously impossible for us to get an ad, but can we pretend that we are somebody on Instagram and just click through to the site and we'll see like sort of how that looks and how you've designed that. So they see an image, maybe they Google it. What does that typical flow look like from a customer going all the way to the order page?
Okay, that's very interesting. I just want to add something that I think it would be a lesson learned, and I would like to share it with people because
Yeah.
I believe it's important. So as I told you, like very obviously we're social media based. We focus on social media. Everything is like most of our traffic are coming there. But at the end of the day, I'm a brand. Okay, I'm to be known. So beginning, I focused very simple acts on SEO, like to make my website search engine friendly, to have the right keywords, to do everything like this. Because I'm a brand. I wanna when people write In Your Shoe, I want them to see my website.
Mm.
In the beginning, it seemed that that's a super long journey, or it like nobody knows you. Your Instagram page and just convert to a Shopify store. But I'm very thankful that right now, with the analytics, I got surprised from the amount of traffic I get from search engines,
Mm.
or the amount I get from organic search. So even if you're beginning, but like everybody know that SEO is a long journey. So you can't say, I believe so. You can't say, I'm in a young age, I would do that later, because it's a long journey. You need to do it now, and
Mm.
it's not that complicated. Like I didn't do such complicated stuff. I do it on my own, by the way. Just the keyword, just making sure things. And right now, I'm very proud. Like let's have an example. When you write In Your Shoe on Google, like I conquer. Do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
So I conquer I say it like this. I conquer the search, the first results things.
Mm-hmm.
My website is the first, and then I have our pickup location on the
Mm-hmm.
right, and then I have my Facebook page. We are not active on Google, so this is not ours. And then you have your Facebook page again, and then my career page on a hiring website, and then our LinkedIn, our Instagram, our page on Amazon Egypt, which is called Souq.
Mm-hmm.
Same with images. You go to images, our logos, all our products. This was a very long journey, but it's right now it's very effective. So even if you are 100% focused on either SEM, social media marketing, perform like whatever, you
Yeah.
need to care about this, because hopefully one day your brand started to be a bit well known, and you will get search results.
So let's look into that. I think SEO is an absolutely gem of advice that you give, right? Like start early, essentially, because it takes so long, so that hopefully within a year or two you will start to see some results. Um, I'd love to see how that looks. So we can either go the SEO route where someone is searching Because from what I know, most of the landing pages that you want are your product page, right? Like people go directly to the product and then they see it and then maybe they want to see more. Is that the same sort of behavior you see on your analytics? Or do people come to the homepage more?
No, like it depends on how much traffic I push in the ads, and it depends with the specified products. We know that okay, people would be interested in this product or in this collection because we have a unisex collections and then we have a female collections. So if it's specified collections, we drive traffic to either the collection page or this exact product, and for more engagement or reach campaigns, we drive people to the homepage. So no, but yeah, it depends. But by the way, even people are directed to specific products or specific collections, they end up checking the homepage as well. So our most traffic is on the homepage, even if the session doesn't start on the homepage.
Right. So, and that's a very important thing for everybody to understand, right? Like you do, if you are going to look at making your website better, you have to really understand how people are using your website. And maybe there's a better way that you want people to encourage, or how you can try to encourage, maybe, for instance, people if you find that everybody's googling and then since you're so visual they're looking at Google images and then they're saying, hey, these are a cool pair of socks, and they're coming in that way, then clearly you need to spend even more time with your SEO.
I would agree, definitely.
So let's look at Instagram or any, or maybe your Facebook, or however, like let's pick the way which, say, the majority of people find you, and let's follow that journey in your shoe.
So mainly, this is our Instagram. Okay, this is an organic. This is the page. We don't have product tagging in the region here yet. So and this is one of the challenges we have. Like for example, I can't tag the product because it's not available in Egypt. So basically, we have in other thing. I feel it's important in young age that, like, for example, for me personally, I always prefer ordering directly through the website. I go to the website, I add things to cart, I check out, I add my credit card, and then boom, it's done. But from the user behavior, I find out that not everyone think this is the easiest way to do it. A lot of people, they just want to message someone, to go to Facebook, to Instagram message and say, hey, I want to order, I want this item, here is my address and here is my phone, and I will pay cash on delivery. And this is a bit challenging with the operations, but then at the end, you're afraid that in young age, when they go to the website, they will end up abandon their checkout or doesn't complete their order. So basically, until now, we have you can order through the website, which thankfully most of the orders come right now because we try to simplify it as well.
Okay.
And people can go and order through messages, say, hey, I want to order, I want this item. They can WhatsApp us, or even right now, they can call, hey, I just want to make an order, like you're ordering food or something. This is challenging, but like, and in SMEs, you need to do it. Like we always, as I just mentioned, we keep encouraging people and redirecting traffic to the website. When people, for example, when they message us on Instagram, we say, hey, for faster checkout, order directly through the website. Okay, but still, if you want to order through here, you are mostly welcome.
Okay. And I mean, I think that's a good point about just learning where your customers want to be and going to them rather than forcing them to be another way. Because the more you can adjust to how they want, the more business you can generate, right? You're making it easier for the customer.
Exactly. Yeah, before that, I didn't have such mindset. like I said, okay, I have a website, I'm an e-commerce, the website is simple. If I want to scale, I can't keep taking orders from Instagram messages or from WhatsApp or direct calls. Website is easy if I want to scale. But then
Mm.
I find out that it's coming. E-commerce, it's still new here. It's still new in the region. It's not like it's a little bit with millennials and Gen Z, but it's still coming, and it's very obvious with the numbers. Like when we started, as I told you, we started with just an Instagram page. So 100% of our orders were coming through Instagram messages, and then we had our website, and it started to be like 10% website, 90% Instagram messages, and then 50-50, and then 60-40.
Mm.
And right now, more than 90% are coming directly through our website, and only 10% of orders are still coming from the other communication points, which is Instagram messages, WhatsApp, or phone.
So two things. You might not have succeeded if you decided that, hey, you know what, I don't want to do it like this. You have to come to the website because most of your business came from out of the website. And number two, because you went this manual way, it sounds like you built enough trust that people trusted you to give you the money on the website up front.
I believe so. I believe so. But like there is a point I need to explain, which is a little bit different here in the region than in Europe or US. That here cash on delivery is very popular.
Mm.
So it's about the money. It's about the feeling of the customer ordering through the website. So they
Or
can
maybe they
they
don't
can
have
still
credit cards or they don't want to use
say
it. They're too scared to use it.
so. Exactly. So still, if you don't have your credit card or you don't want to use it, you can confirm your order without paying anything through the website, and then you will pay cash on delivery.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's not about how the payment as much about the idea of adding with very simple details. Let me give you an example. Uh, w-
No,
through the
I think it
website,
makes sense. I think it makes sense. Like, I think it's a really good point to talk about where, if you, because one of the problems I think, especially, pretty much in anything online, is that most of the information available is maybe from the US or Europe. So entrepreneurs outside that, that's sort of the most information you can get. So you try to expect that the market in your local market will work like that, but maybe that's not the case. Like, you have to respect the local market and how they buy and adjust your business accordingly, rather than thinking that everybody is going to take a credit card out, right? I mean, that sounds like the major point you're making.
yeah, exactly. It's about this. It's about the difference, and I'm totally sure there is other the regions maybe we are not familiar with, which is the journey or the e-commerce or whatever is a little bit different than Europe and US and here in Egypt.
Right. So
And
Amr,
it
I'm
like it
now I'm dying. I really want to see this Instagram like path.
yeah. So basically, this is the website. People like they see this image, they comment about it, or they go to our messages. As I told you, we always, with our words, we always trying to pushing people to the website without irritating them. That, hey, for a faster checkout, go to our website, order to check the whole collection, to check all the prices, or if you have any specified questions, or if you want to order through the messages, just let us know. I think this is my personal account. Wait, so uh, then they go to the website. Either they land on the homepage, they land on one of the landing page of the collections. Okay, so for example, this is our most popular collection, which is the neck socks.
Mm-hmm.
This is the whole collection. Another trick works in our side, but we work a lot on retargeting. Okay,
Mm.
retargeting ads with the Facebook pixel. So basically we make it very easy for them to just add to cart. So we
Mm-hmm.
have like in Shopify, you need to add the plugin just to have the add to cart button outside from the collection. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want them, while they are just browsing, they add this to cart, they add this to cart, okay, and then they add this to cart, for example, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a pack of 4. If they go to the
So for everybody on
checkout,
on audio, basically Amar is talking about that he's got these buttons called add to cart under each image, and he's made it really easy where when you just click on the button, it gets added to cart immediately without any pop-ups. Right. So, sorry, please go ahead.
exactly. Exactly. And then as a very simple conversion, you go to the landing page. This is like an upselling other plugin, and then you see your discount is already automatically
Applied.
applied.
Yeah.
Okay, and because like we don't have like so much technical development, we are working with Shopify plugins, and in order to make sure that there is nothing wrong with the price, we have
Mm-hmm.
this message that, hey, if you believe you have a discount and is not applied, confirm the order and we will confirm the adjusting before shipping the order.
Mm, that's a good point. I mean, did you
Yeah,
guys get any feedback from people who are angry that they didn't get a discount, or you just added this just because you want to be very
definitely.
sure?
Definitely. No,
Okay.
they see the ad that, hey, you can buy 8 pairs for X, and then they add the 8 pairs, and then for any, like usually, like for example, if you see the discount applied normally, right here, because I had a very simple procedure. I just added 4 items to the cart. But for
Mm.
example, some plugins, when you keep adding and removing things from carts, so sometimes it doesn't work as it should be.
Mm.
So we just want to make sure we won't lose this part. And then you go to checkout.
Right, and now you're in the regular Shopify checkout process, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something nice they just introduced. Shopify is the pickup option,
Mm-hmm.
that if people want to go and pick it up. And this is a lot of, like for example, if people are just buying 1 pair, like I would say shipping fees like 40% of the price of just 1 pair. So it
Yeah, it
doesn't make
makes no
sense if you
sense.
just want to buy 1 pair. So yeah, and we have the customer segments, like some people like hooked with colorful socks, so they want to buy 4 pairs, they want to buy 8 pairs, even more. And some people no, they just want one pair so they can wear it in special occasions or something.
Right.
Uh, yeah, a very little detail that like uh, was affected us a lot, that in Shopify you need to write the postal code. You must write the postal code. Okay, but here in the region, here in
Nice,
Egypt,
no
they
postal
don't work
code.
with postal code.
Yeah.
Exactly, nobody know their postal code. So a lot of people didn't want to order through the website, and after they complete the whole thing, when they land on this page, they
Abandoned.
they abandon their checkout and go through Instagram because they don't know their postal code, and they are afraid to just add random numbers, so their orders won't be delivered.
Yeah.
So basically, what we did, if you can see my screen, we changed the label and made the text say just write 5 zeros.
No, I think that's
Just write
genius.
five.
I think that's genius. So
Exactly.
everybody on audio
Very
as well, just listen. I think that's a really good point. So if there's a field which is mandatory and you don't really need it in your region, you should definitely do what Amar here has done and just ask your customer to write some placeholder text there so that it still works.
Yeah, this is as simple as it could, and then you continue to shipping. As I told you, you have two
Yeah.
options: either to paying cash or paying credit card. Uh, 85% or more are in cash, and this is how the region works here. Definitely, it has some operations difficulties, but this is how we need to work. Yeah. And then you finalize your order, you receive an email that, hey, you just made a cool decision, your order will be shipped as fast as possible.
Cool. All right, Amar, I'm going to cut the sharing screen. Let's go back to the video. Hey, that was really good. I think we covered a lot. Thank you so much. Is there anything like maybe a final sort of piece of advice that you have for people listening?
I believe I said it all.
Yeah, I
I've been
think, yeah.
talking for a lot.
I,
I know I talk a lot, so I hope I wasn't like a boring talking person to you guys. and it was really interesting. This is my first ever podcast. While I
Personally, for
record it,
me,
not just listen to it.
yeah, no,
So
personally
I
for
hope
me,
you
I
guys
think you
enjoy.
gave a lot of really good advice. So thank you so much, Amr.
You're welcome. Thank you, Shahram.